Hi there, welcome to Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Lauren Baker, and today we are here with Diane Johnson Mendes of Studio 74. Welcome, Diane.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about Studio 74 and why you're here today?
Studio 74 is an independent art gallery for local and emerging artists. And I'm here because Art Hop is tomorrow evening, and I wanted to kind of preview the artists that I have displaying this month and to introduce people to the show that's going on.
Awesome. Can you explain for our viewers a little bit, maybe who aren't familiar with Art Hop, what that is?
Art Hop is the first Thursday of the month, and what happens is art galleries and venues that show art are open free of charge, which most of them are normally, between the hours of 5 and 8, so that the general public can come through and see the art, and there's an opening reception, so you can get a little bit of a free treat there, meet the artist, see the artwork, and it's a social hour, or 3. It's downtown in the Tower District, and you have a lot of venues, and a lot of the venues will have live music as well, and it's just a time to come out and see and celebrate the arts. And my gallery is at 1274 North Van Ness, just north of Olive, and I'm open 5 to 9 because I like to get the latecomers as they leave downtown. They drive up Van Ness, and I'm open and get a few last-minute people so they can pop in and see what's going on.
That's always nice, because I know, like, from my experience, sometimes I tend to leave late because, like, 5 o'clock's coming around and you think, oh, I still have time, and then, like, it gets later and later, and then you try to catch what's left, and most of them are over by then. You're like, man, I really wanted to see something.
Right.
But I feel like I can't. But that's good to know. You can still go to Studio 74 if you're a little behind the times.
And if you have a full schedule of venues that you want to see that night, I'm open at 1 o'clock.
Oh.
I'm a full-time art gallery. I'm open 6 days a week, and I open at 1 o'clock. So if you take a late lunch and want to pop in and take a look, or come in at 4:30, 3.5 hours ahead of time, you can. You can come and see what's there and then say, okay, well, that's one studio off the list. And
No, seriously, because you would assume, like, you can only go at 5, but that's really good to know that you can go earlier if you have a hectic life.
And if you miss it, you can come in Friday afternoon, Saturday afternoon.
It's still going to be there.
It's going to be there. It'll be up through the entire month of March.
Wow, awesome.
So, yes, it's a full month show. It's not just a one night. So you don't lose your opportunity to come and see the art.
That's really, really good to know. Tell us about who you want to talk about as far as who's going to be there tomorrow.
The artists that are featured are the San Joaquin Valley Plein Air Painters, and it's a group of ladies who paint on a regular basis together, and they go out into the local landscape. Plein air means that they paint on location. This is a piece by Hallie Grant. It's a beautiful oil painting, and it's relatively small, very reasonably priced. And this, I think this is Maxine Farguson.
That's beautiful.
Snow-capped mountains with the foothills in the foreground. And then we have, I'm going to get my artist confused. I believe this is Joyce Tuck, if I'm not mistaken. And I apologize to the artist if I get them wrong. That is a watercolor. And we have all mediums represented. This also is a watercolor. This is Laura Silberman. Sorry, Laura. Laura Silberman. And it's a watercolor. And then this is one by Marilyn Torshin. Watercolor of the hills in the background. And then we have a local building with the beautiful spring flowers. I think this is Jocelyn Starkey. Is this Maxine? Okay, this is Maxine Farguson.
And I admire people that can master watercolor. It is a hard medium.
No, that is oil. I believe that's acrylic.
Oh,
acrylic
I like
or
acrylic.
oil.
Yeah.
And this is Sally Moss. Very nice. And her work represents, it looks a little bit like Van Gogh.
Yeah.
A lot of small brushstrokes when you see it in person. A couple people have already been into the gallery, and they've mentioned that it reminds them of Van Gogh. And then we have, this is an oil painting by Sharon Scott.
I like that one a lot. It reminds me of Sleepy Hollow.
Very nice. We have beautiful trees here in the valley, and someone who can express the gracefulness of the limbs. You don't necessarily need leaves to make it beautiful. And this is an oil, I believe it's an oil by Sandy Koalas. and it's the, the poppies and the foothills, and the scenes that we see right now if we're driving through the foothills. We have those beautiful blotches of golden poppies, and so they're documenting the landscapes as they see it, but they actually paint out in the field. They may do a few touch-ups and things in the gallery or in their studios, but with 9 different women, there are varying styles, landscapes, the mediums, and the emotions that they evoke through their work. They all have a different feel. Some are very modern, some are very traditional, and that's just a brief sampling. I believe there are about 30 paintings, 30 or so paintings. So there's lots to see.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, and these will all be there tomorrow at Studio 74.
They are there today.
Oh, they're there today at Studio 74.
I've already been open. I sneaked in with leap year. Monday was the 29th,
that's right.
So I went ahead and everything is up and ready. So you can actually sneak into the gallery today and see. You don't have to sneak; you can come on in confidently and see the artwork. And they're reasonably priced. I would say anywhere from $100 to $450.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's a reasonable, and they vary in sizes, anywhere from 5 by 7 to half sheets, which I think we have some. They're like, I'm trying to think, 24 by 30. So, and some with elaborate frames, some with very simple frames. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really put a price tag, in my opinion, on art, because, you're buying a piece of someone's soul, and that's kind of priceless. So, can't really complain about any price you see, whether it's 20 or 1,000, in my opinion. It's you're paying for a piece of someone's soul here.
And you have to think about, if it's something you really like, something that you enjoy, you're going to have it for many, many years. Mm-hmm. They always talk about in fashions, how many wears you're going to have to justify the cost. Well, with a painting or a piece of art, you're going to have it for years, and you're going to see it every day. And that doesn't mean you have to leave it up on your wall. You can change it out seasonally. You can put spring paintings up in the spring and then change it out to fall paintings, so that you can, redecorate your home or a room or an area. It doesn't mean you have to get rid of it. It just means you store it temporarily and you bring it out. We all have seasonal pillows. You do it for the holidays, and you change things out. We do with our dishes and our tablecloths. So why not do it with our art?
That's very true. Then you'll have a fresh eye every quarter of the year or so. You may have looked at it one way, and then maybe later on down the year, oh yeah, maybe I forgot I had this, or maybe I see it differently now, and you have more ideas to use it.
And you have an emotional tie to your artwork, and then you always remember, I have my first painting that I ever bought that was a professional painter. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy it. I look at it every day. But I remember having to work and make payments, and the joy of bringing it home when I actually, did that. It's a pleasurable experience. And if you enjoy it, and people say, I don't know anything about art, and the first thing I tell them is, do you know what you like? And if you don't know what you like, then you need to go out to Art Hop. You need to go out to different galleries and venues and see what's out there until you determine a kind of a taste or a feel for what you like, or what you don't like at least. And when you find something, that is just absolutely beautiful, think about it. Most galleries, most places, and I take payments. You can always put on installments, credit cards. We manage to be agreeable to anyone who would like to do that, and it's a good way to augment your home.
I agree. It gives your home a little bit of a heart.
Yes,
it really does.
And in this case, you're documenting the local scenery. If you place it well, it can look like a window. If you have an apartment with an ugly view, put it on a wall, and put curtains around it, and pretend it's your window.
True, very true. I never thought of that myself, but I see we have more artwork up here. Are these more the same, or okay? These still look beautiful though. I just admire anyone that can just really masterful, especially landscapes. I am no good at doing anything nature-wise, but I love people that can. I'm not against buying landscape drawings or paintings, I should say, for that very reason. Mm-hmm. Do you have what's your favorite kind of art, by the way?
I like everything. I like modern art. I like impressionistic. I like expressionistic. I like watercolors, acrylics, paintings. I'm personally fond of trees because that's what I tend to paint. But I also paint oceans. I'm a valley girl, so it's just one of those things you always want what you don't have. But I like all styles. In my home, I have a variety of styles. I have some traditional. I have some still life. I have some very abstract pieces that people have painted some that are, kind of wild for other people. I have some sci-fi with some very interesting characters, and I have some ocean scenes and trees and things of that nature. So it's one of those things that it's not the style, but it's a particular piece. Mm-hmm. That when you see it, that, I really like that, and you think, after a while, and I'll look at it and say, I still like that. It's still fun. I'm very eclectic in my taste, and I think that's why I enjoy having the gallery. It's my private art show changes every month, and I consider it my private show because I'm there, 6 days a week. I look at these. I fall in love with them. I hate to see them go. At the end of the month, looking at the blank white walls is kind of depressing, but then the new art comes in. I get the joy of hanging them up again, putting up a new show and presenting them in their best light. And so it's very, very pleasurable. And it's a great job to have.
It sounds like it. With the artwork that we have featured on the show today, will those be like the spotlight for tomorrow, or will there be other pieces of interest?
This is the primary show. Because with 9 women, I have all 3 rooms are set. I have a very small showing. I have 4 of my pieces up that are abstract in the gallery shop, which also includes jewelry and woven pieces by Kathy Varvis Griffin. She does shifu, a paperweight weaving, and she has purses as well as 3-dimensional items. I have CDs of local musicians. I have books done by local artists, and we have the knit shop, which we don't really need right now. The weather's starting to warm up, but I do have knit hats and scarves and those types of things. So in addition to the artwork, we have the gift shop, and I have 3 jewelry artists. I have Camille Cole, who does designs by Camille. She does a lot of metal forging with original flowers and curves and very unique pieces, a kind of an ethnic look to them. I have Ruben Zamora, who does everything from skulls to vintage steampunk, just all kinds of everything. And then Pam Wilson, who has polished stones with the wire wrap.
Oh, I love those. I love those.
They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All 3 of the jewelers are very distinct in their styles, and all are very prolific. So there are a lot of things for you to see, and they change their work out from time to time, and there's something for everyone.
There really is. I can see right there on the screen.
Yes, that's Camille Cole's. Some of her pieces.
That's gorgeous.
And she does the necklaces. There really are wearable pieces of art.
Yeah, they really are. You can go anywhere in that almost.
And
like any special event.
And you're never going to see another one like it.
No, they're one-of-a-kind pieces. It's even more incentive to buy. If you already weren't enchanted by the way it looks, knowing that it's one-of-a-kind makes it even better. I need to have it because I'll never see it again.
Yes. And I've had women come up from Southern California. A couple years ago, the Fresno Bee did an article, and a woman came in, and it was going right back to Southern California.
That's crazy.
But, so it's one of those things when you see the work that she has, it is so unique, so distinctive, that it is well worth coming and buying that. And again, they're investment pieces. They're very reasonable. They start at the earrings at $25, and the necklaces can go up into the hundreds, but it's one that you're going to be able to wear. Won't necessarily wear it to the office every day.
Yeah.
But when you go out, it's a nice statement piece.
Yeah, it totally is. Is there going to be any live entertainment tomorrow?
Actually, we are. We're going to have Matthew Embry +1, and he'll begin at 5:30.
Okay.
And then at 6:30, I have a new group, Train Spotters, and they will be playing at 6:30.
Awesome.
So it should be fun. And again, it's free. So you
best
can,
part.
The best part. It should be a wonderful evening. The weather is holding up for us. And it's a good thing to just kind of pop in and see what's going on. You can spend as much or as little time as you'd like. And I often have people who come in during Art Hop and kind of get a feel for the show, and then they'll come back on Saturday afternoon when they can take their time or bring other people and take a look at the show and then really look at the paintings.
Yeah, because it can get a little crowded depending on where you are, because some people places get more congested than others, of course.
Well, it is a social time for a lot of people. So they go and they grab a glass of wine, a plate of hors d'oeuvres, and they stand and talk. So, which is wonderful, but if you want to see the art, sometimes it can be a bit annoying. And you hate to tell people to move so you can see the painting, but it's one of those things that you can. Oh, there's one of my paintings, Red Sunset.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And Mike's doing a good job going through the archives here. But so these are some of the things that I do and I have on display. It's a red eucalyptus.
How big are these paintings in real life?
This one is about 24 by 36. The Sunset Cove, I want to say is 24 by 48 maybe. It's a long, narrow piece. But I work primarily in color and very emotional. I create a mood when I paint. I just kind of start in. People ask me, do you start in with an idea? Very seldomly. Sometimes I'll just start in and I'll feel like, I feel like painting, and this is one of my favorites, the green white bamboo and the green sunset, and it was started as just kind of playing with the green paint, which is not normally a color I paint with, and then the mountains appeared, and then I put in the white bamboo, and it made its way to Sacramento, I believe, the gentleman who bought that.
Oh wow!
But
nice.
it started in with kind of just dry brushing in some mountains, and then it turned into almost a Chinese landscape, which I've never been to China. But so I just start, and I'm comfortable with mountains. I'm comfortable with plants and trees because I garden. I have a lot of hobbies, and I was in a mood a while back where everything had bamboo in it in some way, shape, or form. But I just love looking at the texture and the lines and being able to recreate that. And it makes it enjoyable. So that's how my paintings come about. I don't plan to say I'm going to paint a picture of a bridge or work from a photograph. I admire the ladies who go out on scene and can create something beautiful while sitting there. Sometimes I have to come back 2 or 3 times to my piece and work it and rework it. So it's a different skill set, but I do admire the ladies and gentlemen. There are plein air painters that are men. This happens to be a group of ladies that can sit and do that and have the ability to start and finish in one sitting as is that. And I'm not that dedicated yet.
I think it comes and goes, honestly.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there are times I have sat and done a complete painting in one day because I'm really into it.
Yeah.
But there are times that I have ideas that kind of fly in and out of my mind and think, this would be good to try and that would be good to try. But for the plein air painters and the landscape enthusiasts, this is the show for them to come and to see what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, Diane, for coming on the show today. We're all out of time. But remember, tomorrow is Art Hop from 5 to 8 o'clock. You should go to Studio 74. I believe there's the address on the screen. If you want to check out some of the amazing artwork you saw today on the show, or any of the jewelry, or check out the bands, that's the place to be tomorrow night. We'll be right back after these messages.